Hi, Robert. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
Good. So tell me about the last week. Is anything good, bad, anything going on?
I feel like things still have their challenges, right? Of, trying to, um, you know, we talked about trust last time and, trusting people and, you know, not knowing people's agenda and things like that. And I feel like I've done my best to really try to open up to others by, being present in the moment, like we talked about, slowing down. But I catch myself, shutting down and just feeling anxious at times when interacting with strangers, whether that be at the store or at work, etc.
hmm What do you think is behind the shutting down?
Shutting, going back to, my mom, hypomanic episodes when I was younger, and I'm really glad that I'm able to recognize that now, and um, just feeling like you always had to be on guard and always had to be guarded
hmm
because of what might occur or what might not occur.
Yes. So it sounds like you felt unsafe
That's
and you kind of
correct.
still feel that way in an adult sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because I know last time we mentioned that you got some negative traits for your mom and that you felt like you were being unkind and paranoid. And you just kind of mentioned a little bit of the paranoia about trusting other people and their intentions. So there's this thing called identity crisis. So what happens is when we're younger, we're not really sure because we haven't really formed our full identity yet. And our caregivers have a piece in that of our identity. And when we're older and we have a negative atmosphere that we grew up in, and we kind of take some of those negative traits and we kind of have an identity crisis. Is this how I'm supposed to act? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Do you think that that kind of resonates with you?
Absolutely. I feel as if though, I felt like I was not taught any other way. And my dad,
Mhm,
was the one working all the time and paying the bills. So
mhm,
maybe feeling like I didn't have the best role model on how to act when I was younger.
yeah.
And it leaves me to be scared and guarded now.
mhm.
Hmm.
Well, I do want to kind of point out a positive is that you are aware of some of these traits that you have gotten. And I kind of want to talk about maybe a skill that you can put in if this would work for you, mindful observation. So you can do an observation before you have an interaction or after. So say you're interacting with somebody and you're not sure of them and you start to get paranoid. A mindful observation would be present in the moment and you would say, is this true? Is this person actually doing this, or am I manifesting this because of something that had happened to me when I was younger?
Hmm.
So, do you think that that might help you kind of correct this paranoia behavior?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think being aware of your surroundings and being present in the moment and understanding the person in front of you that their intentions aren't always negative. And you're kind of unfortunately bleeding the lines from when you were younger to when you're older. And to be present in the moment is to not think about the past and just think about what's going on right now so that some of those traits are left behind.
So
Do you
being able to cut off those traits, it sounds like.
Yeah, kind of stick with the positive ones, but understand that those negative traits that you said that you don't like, that you had stated in the past, the unkind behavior and the paranoia, to try to unlearn them because
Hmm.
you're being present and, oh, this is unkind. I can do this to be kind, and being kind of present in that moment to understand that that's where that's coming from. Do you
Absolutely.
think that's something that you could try?
Yeah, that's something we can definitely work on and move forward with. Yeah. Hmm.
So also kind of going along with that, we talked about how when you were younger, you didn't really feel safe.
Hmm.
And that's kind of coming out in your adulthood and the paranoia, feeling
Mhm.
unsafe and not really knowing the person that's talking to you or if they're how their behavior is going to be. So I kind of want to also focus on this is multiple things going on, but the to feel safe. And in order to feel safe, some things that I like to teach is a grounding technique. So it's a 5 4 3 2 1. It's
Okay.
5 things you can see, 4
Mhm.
things you can hear,
Mhm.
3 things you can touch,
Mhm.
2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And
Mhm. Okay.
I can send this to you so it's easier for you because sometimes it's hard to remember those, but it kind of
Absolutely.
again
Mhm.
brings you back to the present
Mhm.
moment
Absolutely.
and helps you
Mhm.
do those mindful
Mhm.
observations of
Yeah.
what's actually happening instead of,
Mhm.
it sounds like I was unsafe in the past and now I'm presently safe unsafe, but now we're going to create a safe space of being present in the safe moment and we're not going to
Mhm.
carry the unsafe
Mhm. Mhm.
feeling from our past.
Mhm. It sounds like that. It's a good way to stay present and, you know, remind myself of where I am mentally and physically in the moment.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that would help you feel safe because do you in this moment feel safe?
Right now, yes. Talking
Yes.
to you, having a safe place to process my and, having somebody to hear me, which again, I feel like I do struggle with opening up to a lot of people. I do feel safe.
Good. Good. And I think we need to promote that because feeling safe is going to ultimately change your mindset to not feel hypervigilant or having to feel paranoid or unkind because somebody was unkind to you.
Mhm.
Um, so let's just kind of do a little role play for the mindful observations. So say we're kind of interacting as coworkers and you may feel a little paranoid that I'm doing something a little, as the teenagers would say, a little sus. Um, so so maybe how are you today, Robert?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. So did you see that guy over there? I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to buy some groceries and I don't know what he was buying.
Yeah, it looked a little suspicious, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Absolutely
So
wonder
if
what he was
you yeah, I don't either. I don't either. Should we like be paranoid about this?
buying. That's a good question. I don't know if we should investigate more or not.
Yeah.
Possibly. Mhm. Absolutely.
Okay. So how did you feel in that moment when that person was saying those things?
Um, I was I was caught off guard, a little bit because, um, I guess looking over and just speculating on someone's doing is not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess like if I was to put myself in the shoes of I guess if I was to put myself in the shoes of the person that was being speculated, I wouldn't appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, what are some mindful observations that you think you had? Yeah, you already did some of that by saying, if I was that person, how would I feel if somebody was speculating something because I was just buying groceries? Is there anything else that you could do as a mindful observation?
Um, Anything else I can do is mindful observation. Um, you know, Looking around, I guess knowing the environment we're in,
Hmm.
right? And knowing who else is around, I
Yeah.
think is important.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Being present in the moment.
Hmm.
Being present and seeing what you're seeing now in the moment, not what happened to you in the past, but now being present. So that's kind of just what I'm talking about. And you did it naturally. So that's a positive. You already know how to do something like that. It's just reinforcing your
Absolutely.
cognitive abilities.
Hmm.
So how do you feel about that whole situation? Do you feel like this is something that you could definitely implement or kind of so-so?
Absolutely. Going forward, the 5 4 3 2 1 technique,
Hmm.
moving forward, that I definitely think is a plus. And, can definitely help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So all this is kind of just grounding you and getting you back in the present moment. So
Mhm.
I also wanted to, before we end, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or anything else you wanted to bring up?
Oh, I think that I'm feeling really good right now, and I appreciate the techniques of being able to stay present, and again, talked about earlier, but some days are better, some days aren't so good, and
Yeah.
just finding the more consistency throughout it.
Yeah. And I don't want you to feel on your days that, because we all have bad days, that oh, I'm not doing fine mindfulness and I'm not staying present. That's okay because this is a learning thing for you. So, if you're not doing it every day, be gentle with yourself because you are learning. Learning is making mistakes and going forward. So, if you try your best and try to do this, and then we can touch base next time and see how it went and see if this is something that you could continue, something that comes naturally. So, another thing I kind of want to put in, I'm putting a lot on you today, is journaling. So, this is kind of a homework. This isn't really doing it now, is writing a letter to your younger self and maybe promoting the safety that, now as an adult, I'm safe. And I'm sorry that you weren't safe then, but I am safe now. Talking to that inner child and
Uh,
helping that inner child understand that we are safe now. Do you think that's something that you could do?
Yeah, I can give it a shot, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Well, I appreciate you coming in, Robert, and I hopefully that this is all going to be beneficial to keep you in the present moment.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it very much.
No problem. There's one thing that I wanted to leave us with. I'd like to leave with a positive note.
Mhm.
What is one thing that brought you joy this
One
week?
thing brought me joy is a positive interaction I had with somebody where I was able to stay present and feel confident about myself.
Good for you. That's awesome. I love to hear that. And I'm sure that feels good for you too.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.